What's up, y'all? So today I'm going to be going over questions that I was asked by a guy on Twitter. He was trying to interview someone in the sports design realm and ask a couple questions for a class that he's in. So I'm just going to tell you the answers to these questions. So the first question was, what training and experience was required to reach their position or creative path? I would say for me, the experience and training was an internship and a few classes. So I didn't go to school for design or anything like that. I went to school for sport management. I thought I wanted to work in sports, and that's all I really knew. I started doing that, and then I found like the guy who did sports design at NC State, McLean Roberts, and I reached out to him because I had like some friends who knew a guy who knew a guy who knew him. So anyway, I had a connection there, and I was like, hey, what are the odds I can get an internship with you? And I was like, I don't really know anything. And he was like, well, you probably need to know like maybe a little bit. I was like, okay, that's fair. So I took some classes over that summer trying to like get a feel for Photoshop. Super basic. Well, Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. Super basic classes. And like just the intro to like those programs basically, which you could find on like, I'm sure YouTube, or take a class online and figure out like the basics. Literally just watch YouTube videos and you can learn these programs. But I did that, and then I went and did an internship with him. Like I told him I was gonna take some classes to learn the basics, and then he was like just a nice enough guy that he was like, yeah, you can intern with me after that. So I started with him, started off small, very like small projects to begin with, and it just kind of like grew over time. I got more and more responsibility. I like worked with him for like 2 years, or interned with him. And there was one summer I had to have an internship for school and like work basically a 9 to 5. And so like my internship was with him, which I was already doing, but I was only working like a few hours a week because I had school stuff. So during the summer, I did an internship with him where I was working like 9 to 5, and basically through that internship got all the skills I needed to apply for like design jobs. And I had a few different design opportunities that I could have gone for. I almost worked with this hockey team in Fayetteville called the Marksmen, and they wanted me to be like their head like marketing, like design dude. But I wasn't really super into hockey, and they were like a small organization in Fayetteville, which I knew nothing about. I definitely wasn't ready to run the show of like the design department. So I didn't do that there, but I sort of did the same thing for Wofford College, which is like a small college in South Carolina. And I was an intern, but I basically ran their design department, and it was just me, was their design department. So I did that, but it was just like low stakes, like, you know, they weren't paying me much of anything. Like the hockey team would have been like salary. Here I was basically like breaking even, or maybe like losing money to go there, and I was working for free at NC State. So you gotta make sacrifices sometimes, because for me they were like learning experiences. But anyway, I kind of had some mentors, including McLean, that told me like to take the job or the internship at Wofford. And 3 months in, that was supposed to be like a 10-month internship, but 3 months in, I saw this job at App State. It was director of creative services for football, and I just emailed the guy who posted it, and that turned into a job, and it worked out. I went there, I ran the football graphic design basically, and did that for like 2 years. I don't know, from 2019 to earlier last year. But anyway, so yeah, you kind of just have to like find places to get experience. For me, it was internships. For you, it could be like classes or YouTube. But I think you just really need like to work in a work environment where like you have to produce work, or someone's counting on you to produce something. So you can't just make whatever you want, like whenever you want. It helps to just be on like a schedule to some extent. Like I feel like you just need that at some point. So internships are great for that. So that's basically where I'm at now. So I'll go on to the next question. Describe a day in your life. So a day in my life right now, I have my own like freelance creative business, and I do anything from video editing, making like fitness video TikToks, to Billy Graham Evangelistic Association TikToks of like sermons, like cutting up black and white, like old black and white footage of sermons and making like TikToks and reels out of that, to sports design for like App State and Air Force, and then a few other like little things here and there. Like I did like a commitment graphic for this kid at UCF, some other smaller stuff. But so kind of all over the place. I love video editing and shooting. I love photography. I love graphic design. So I kind of do all of it, but I'm really centered around like sports design. So that's what my thing is. That's what I do best. probably. But I have a huge passion for video editing as well, so I do some of that. But day to day, kind of do all that. I'll wake up and do whatever's needed of me. Midday, I go work out or run usually to take a break from the computer screen, get outside, read my Bible for a little bit and pray for a little bit. That helps me get a perspective for like why I'm doing everything. Like if I'm reminding me that like, you know, I'm working for the Lord and he's like providing for me day to day, and that just kind of keeps me centered. I don't always get to that, but I try to as often as I can. And that's a really important thing for me. And then I go back and do like more work later or eat. So kind of just an all day, all the time kind of thing. Oh, let's see. Where are they now? My next step for them. My next step would be growing on YouTube, trying to make it just a thing where I can like design for fun, make tutorials, and just like get bigger clients that I'm actually interested in, like people I want to work with. Like the fantasy footballers would still be a cool one, even though I've tried it before and it didn't work. But getting more clients, getting bigger clients, working with like cool people that I want to work with, growing the YouTube channel to eventually like be able to make money there, to have a little bit more like freedom and time freedom and work freedom. Where else could one get similar experiences? Get an internship. Super basic. Internship or YouTube. Those are my two go-tos. I mean, you could go to school for it, but my two things are get an internship and learn from YouTube. What's your favorite and least favorite part about your job? My most favorite is I can be like super creative. There's a lot of like time freedom. It's very like gives me a lot of joy and like satisfaction to be able to do it. Least favorite is like trying to find your own clients and like how picky some people are with like certain work and just like miscommunications and stuff, because everyone you send work to, they're like critiquing your work basically. But anyway, how did you discover your passion for graphic design? I discovered my passion for graphic design by doing graphic design. I didn't know I had a passion for it, but I just started doing it. I started working in it, got an internship, figured out I liked it, and kind of just figured out I like all creative things like in the realm of like photography, graphics, videography goes like hand in hand. So yeah, that's how I figured out my passion for graphic design. Let me know if you have any questions for me you'd like me to answer, and maybe I'll start making more of these as well. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I did the best.